up, adventuresses? In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you why Mongolia needs to be on your horsey to-do list, okay, in your lifetime. Before you kick the bucket, you need to ride horses in Mongolia. We're going to be giving you information, tips, where you can actually book your riding trips, and of course, how you can tackle this mega adventure solo as a woman. We're going to give you all that information and more in this video, so please stick around to the end. And before you do, please do me a favor, hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel. This actually helps the YouTube algorithm so that people can actually find this video. The information I'm going to be sharing in this video actually comes from our World Travel Guide for Equestrians. This book is available on Amazon worldwide, so if you haven't already grabbed yourself a paperback book, if you're like me and you want paperback, then go and grab this copy on Amazon. And as a thank you for actually subscribing to our channel, you will actually be able to find this book for free as an ebook simply by clicking the link in our description. If you haven't already joined our Equestrian Adventuresses Facebook group, you're going to want to check it out because we have so many women that have actually traveled and ridden around in Mongolia. So, you can go and you can join the group, you can share your personal experiences, or you can actually peep on other people's experiences, or just stare at their photos and videos. I know I love to do that. Without any further delay, let's get to it. Now, I just want to say that when you go and you book horse riding tours or horse riding expeditions in any country, you're going to want to, fully disclaimer here, you're going to want to do your research. You're going to want to make sure that the horse's welfare comes first. Now, of course, you've probably heard some horror stories like, oh no, the horses are skinny in other countries or whatever it is. So, all of the stables which we include in this book definitely have happy and healthy horses. However, if you want to be 100% sure, guaranteed that that those horses' welfare is priority, then we actually have a badge, which is the verification badge. So if I have personally visited that country and seen those horses with my own eyes and seen the tour operator, then we verify the stables. So if you want to find verified stables, then you can find it in our guidebook, and you can look for the little blue verification badge. Now, of course, I physically cannot, visit every single horse stables. There's thousands and thousands in every single country. There's, 180 different countries with horse riding. So, I can't verify each and every one of them. So just because they don't have the verification doesn't necessarily mean that they, aren't very good. Just means that I haven't had a chance to visit it with my own eyes yet. And that's where joining the Facebook group might come in handy, so you can actually ask questions from people who've actually already been there. Mongolia is a fascinating country. I've had the pleasure of visiting it a few times, and the horse culture in Mongolia is basically unlike anywhere else in the world. So if you love, wide open spaces and no fences anywhere, then Mongolia is definitely the place that you need to visit. Now, I will say, if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you're going to have a little bit of a hard time. It's not impossible, but it's going to be tricky for you. So you might want to coordinate something because they eat a lot of meat, okay? They eat a lot of mutton and they eat a lot of goats. Now, Mongolia, it's a harsh country, so the horses live basically wild. They're loose. There are no fences, okay? They are very nomadic culture and very nomadic people. They live in gurs, which are basically tents or kind of like teepees, but for, Mongolians. And they travel and they roam around with the grazing of their herds. So the horses are very used to, being out. They're surviving against harsh climates, extreme winters, extreme heat of the desert, and also very little food because the steppes can be quite scarce sometimes. So, Mongolia is a vast, rugged landscape. There's steppes, there's mountains, there's the Gobi Desert, there's beautiful lakes and rivers. And then, of course, they have the one city in Mongolia, which is the capital city of Ub or Ulaanbaatar. Mongolia is also home of the world's largest equestrian statue. This is a statue of Genghis Khan, and I was there in 2014, and it was quite a view standing on top of the horse's head, looking at the mighty Genghis Khan atop his steed. The thing about Mongolian horses is they are incredible. They are like little machines, okay? The nomads, they cherish their horses, which is why Mongolian horses are actually forbidden to leave the country of Mongolia. There is no importing or exporting horses into or out of Mongolia. So if you want to ride Mongolian horses, you have to do it in Mongolia. The best time of year to visit is actually June through October. You want to catch it in the summertime because in the wintertime, it's pretty cold. It can get minus 40 degrees Celsius, I believe, which is very, very cold. So you might not want to go in the wintertime. And the great thing about Mongolia is you can expect to spend long hours in the saddle, just traversing all kinds of different beautiful landscapes and terrain, and again, without any fences. So it is a truly pristine, nature-wise, if you want to be without cell phone signal and you want to connect with nature, Mongolia is where you need to go. If you are a first-time solo traveler and you're interested in, learning how you can feel more safe and confident as a solo lady traveler, I would suggest that you check out our masterclass. It's an online course. It also helps you develop a sticky butt, so that way, you don't really fall off of horses. You can actually ride any horse around the world, and you can be very confident in your riding ability because you're at one with your horse. So I would suggest the masterclass if that's something you're interested in. I'm going to include a link in the description below. So you can check that out, definitely, and it will help you. It will up your game a lot as a rider and as a traveler. And if you're wondering where to ride in Mongolia, then I have 2 recommendations for you, which you can find in the World Travel Guide for Equestrians. The first one is actually Stone Horse Expeditions. The Stone Horse Expeditions is very unique. They actually make their own Western saddles, which are specially fitted for their horses. So you're going to be, trail riding on little Mongolian ponies with a Western saddle. And then, of course, they have pack horses because you are out in the wilderness, okay? So you have a lot of gear on various pack horses, which basically just follow along in the herd. The great thing about Stone Horse Expeditions is actually non-rider spouses are also welcome to join. They can actually tour other parts of the country while you're out in the wilderness doing your horsey thing. Now, Mongolian horses can be quite small. They're ponies. They're like 14 hands. So they're not super big, but they are mighty, okay? They are little machines and they have engines on them. They are very experienced trail horses, and you basically just have to sit there. They know what they're doing. And the other place that you can ride, and this is actually a very unique thing, it's called the Great Mongolian Ride. This is actually the longest charity horse ride in the world, and you can be a part of it. You're actually going to be riding from the far west of Mongolia in the Altai Mountains to the easternmost tip of the country. Okay, so this whole ride, the Great Mongolian Ride, is a total of 3,100 kilometers traversing all of Mongolia, okay? This is a pretty spectacular, this is a charity ride event. This is kind of one of those like grand adventures, and this is in support of the Michel Kids Foundation. So the Michel Kids Foundation is going to be receiving 20% of all of the proceeds, so you can be doing good and helping Mongolian people with their dentistry and their teeth, and especially children, and at the same time be experiencing the Mongolian culture and seeing the entire country literally from the back of the horse. Now you can either join for the entire 3,000 kilometer rides, or you can also take part in just 10-day segments, so you can ride different little pieces throughout the actual race itself, so you don't have to ride the whole thing if you don't want to. This ride is for experienced and intermediate riders only. You're going to be going fast paces, you're going to be covering a lot of distance each day, so you want to make sure that you are fit and athletic and able to actually keep up with the group. This is going to be a 10-week adventure if you're doing the entire ride, and it's from July to September. Now again, you can find all of the information about both places that you can ride in our Travel Guide for Equestrians World book, and we're also going to include a link below so you can actually go and you can check out Stone Horse Expeditions or the Great Mongolian Ride, directly. Go and have a look at their websites, check them out. And of course, if you do, go and ride with them, please leave a comment and let us know how your experience was, if you enjoyed it. And of course you enjoyed it because it's riding horses in Mongolia and what can go wrong. But definitely leave us a comment. We love to hear from you guys. If you're looking for horse riding places in Mongolia and you want to see other options of other places to ride, then I would suggest that you go to Amazon and you find our Horse Riding in Every Country catalog. Now this book is like a phone book directory, okay? It actually lists over 400 plus stables in over 180 different countries. So you're going to get access to this book from Amazon, and again, I'm going to include a link in the description. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and hitting the like button and the subscribe button. Until next time, happy trails!